بطولة العالم له Red Bull Car Park
Drift World Final 2021. My name is Brent Black. I've been waiting 2 years to say that. We've come a long way since the last time we held the World Final in Istanbul 2019. And now 2 years later, after quite a bit of drama, quite a bit of growing in the world, we are here live in beautiful Cairo, Egypt. Gorgeous day today, 27 degrees Celsius. There is a bit of wind, and if you look out there, there is an incredible crowd. We are live on Red Bull Motorsports on Facebook, of course streamed globally this year, which is pretty incredible. Hi to everybody listening, whether this is your first time ever seeing car park drift action, or if you're a fan that's been watching for years, welcome. Invite everybody, because this next 2 hours is going to be something else. If you've ever seen a car park drift before, you know this is unlike any event in motorsports. The Egypt Sports Council given the approval to have this event following the rules and regulations of the COVID-19 restrictions. Big thanks to Dunlop, our official sponsor. We're here at the Al Manara Exhibition Center, where we are taking place this year. Every year, the qualifiers held right here at Al Manara, and we thank you guys so much for having us again. And this course, this track is unlike anything that we have ever been before. We've been doing this since 2011. 2011 was the first time ever for the Red Bull Car Park Drift. Right here in Egypt was the first ever championship. Now, it had taken place in a bit of a smaller form in Lebanon for 3 years prior. Then the championship finally came in to play here in Egypt in 2011. And here we are 10 years later. You can hear that. You can see the cars beginning to parade onto the course. We have all the flags of the representing drifters here being carried out. They've already been carried out on the course, and now the parade of drifters. You'll notice later on, you'll notice that we have 19 drifters, but only 17 cars. There is a reason for that. There's a story behind that, and I'll tell you why. Of course, with the way the world is right now, getting things shipped is not the easiest thing. In fact, it's quite difficult. Even in normal circumstances, getting a car around the world is difficult. But in 2021, you want to get a car, say from Jordan or Saudi Arabia or the UAE, certainly South Africa, which is being represented for the first time here at the Car Park Drift Finals. It's not only expensive, but with shipping delays and things like that, you will encounter some problems. So some of these drifters have had to actually rent their cars. And you can do that. I've found that you can rent a drifting car. And that has happened in the case of a couple of different drifters. You can hear those cars, and this isn't even half of what they can do. It's pretty incredible once they get on the track and start doing their thing. I will shut up when they do their thing, and you can hear exactly what they've done, how they've modified these cars. These cars look a little like a car that you might actually drive on the road, but underneath the hood, the engine, the suspension, everything down to the gas tank is different. And here they all are, giving it to this crowd of 6,000 strong here in Egypt. Incredible. Once all the drifters get into place, we will have the national anthem of Egypt and a couple of surprises. The crowd here knows a little bit of what to expect during the actual drifting, but there's a couple of things that are going to happen for this opening that have never happened before at a Car Park Drift final, and I think the crowd is going to love it, especially with a surprise performance. That's all I'll say right now. As those cars, are you counting them? Are there 17? I've been hanging out in the back where the guys are working on their drifting cars up to the last minute. Some of these guys were literally under the hood 5 minutes ago, making their last changes, and there they go. You can hear that crowd. Yes, this is so good. This feels so good here at the end of 2021. Listen to that Egyptian crowd show their love for the 2021 Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. And those drifters, there are 4 Egyptians in this pack of 19, one of which qualified here, and there are 3 wild cards. Always the tradition here at the Car Park Drift Finals. The hosting city gets some wild cards, and there are 3 wild cards for Egypt. And we've also got another wild card, our winner from 2019 back in Istanbul, Anas Al-Halou. He won here. Actually, he won in Turkey. And real quick, if you see that one man standing in the middle, that is Abdul. He is an absolute legend of drifting. And you get a little bit of a look at what he can do. There's a reason that he doesn't compete in this, and I'm telling you it's because, well, he would just win. He's so good. There he is in that beautiful Red Bull BMW, Abdul. They call him Dado, from Lebanon. He is incredible for many reasons. One, he has a world record that nobody can beat, and it's been tried. The longest drift ever. There's Abdul, gonna wave to the crowd. His record is for the longest drift, and I tell you what, it is over 11 kilometers. He held one drift for more than 11 kilometers. And here's the national anthem of Egypt. And there it is, the national anthem of Egypt. And if you're wondering, that was Rami Sold, and he's still out there on the track. Rami Sold on that motorcycle, standing on the seat with the Egyptian flag. That is incredible. Later on, Rami will be giving a performance between heats, so we can see what else he can do besides that. But for me, I mean, isn't that, I mean, there he is right in front of us here at the broadcast booth. That's incredible. He is standing on the gas tank. Incredible. Now, this is something a bit unexpected. This is a dance performance, and I don't think anybody's going to know what to expect here. The choreography done by Khadija Al-Arkan. Khadija putting this together yesterday. I saw this yesterday, and it's pretty incredible, so I'll let you have a watch. And now a very, very famous band here in Egypt, the Sharmoufers, very well known in Egypt. They just unveiled themselves in the middle of that dance troupe, and now they're going to perform for this crowd here in Egypt. These guys are very well known here, and the crowd did not know what to expect. I think some of them are still trying to figure out, is that the Sharmoufers? It is. Take a listen.
جينز وجزمة بوت وروش لمية لونه ورجواني مونع عدانا حسنة بني كيوت مزة وعارفة مش عايزة حاجة تعينا نفسي لما أسخن تيجي تعملي لي كم مداد ولما فوق نضرب بعض بالمخدات لابسة ملون ولابسة ريشة زي الطاووس والكل ماشي حواليها مهووس على الدلال أنا أقدر الجمال لا مش لازم تبقي موديل رفع دبوس ركز يا مان اسمع يا مان ركز واسمع اللي حصل لي كمان عديت الناحية التانية بظبط فوكس بعيني لسه ما في تفاصيل ولسه ما فاتش ثانية هوبا بدأت أشوف شكل الموضوع تقيل عايز بوكس لونه بدي جواه مثلجات وشنطة دلوعة دلوش عليها رسومات جنبها أنثى بسيطة وكمان قليطة وشعري كيرلي فيرلي هايش كيرلي فيرلي هايش كيرلي فيرلي هايش يلا بينا ممكن أحب واحدة عشان بتحب تاكل فيه وأحب واحدة تانية عشان الغيطة في حرف السين بيضة سمراء حوية آسيوية هندي تعالي عودي جنبي مش محتاج علم او دراسة ولا استفسار ماليش مكان في هذا الانحدار شوف بص الهيبوبوتاموس مؤدب بالانقراض واحنا نزود في السلالة مع ان في الحقيقة محتاجين قرار ازالة ما ظنش انه عدل لا استحالة المغيب مالوش مكان في عالم الحيوان لو قلنا الدنيا ست الشيطان هو يبقى الاولوان دي الصحاب وغربة دمر وغربة في الدرب التالت المخ يبقى اسكالي طب تتكلم في الهدوى الدنيا متناوى بمصيدس ولا جوا كلنا في الهوا سوا زي خلف ترقص معايا اي ليدي شوكولاته اولد سكول زي كده من جواها يونج سول ما انا كده مزيكا ان كنترول كيفنا كده قول تاني كده شوكولاته اولد سكول زي كده من جواها يونج سول ما انا كده مزيكا ان كنترول كيفنا كده جان زي دينيرو بس اصلي فيرو شوكولاته فيريرو سايحه على المارشميلو جايب الدي من ديلو اخلاقي سوبر هيرو غنيت مع شاب خالد واللي اللي جاية هتبقى الفلوس.
السلام عليكم. طبعا شرف كبير ان بطولة العالم لريد بول كار بارك دريفت السنة دي تكون عندنا في مصر. تحية كبيرة لبلدنا وتحية كبيرة لكل البلاد المشاركة، ونتمنى لكم كلكم النجاح والتوفيق. احنا شرموفرز ومبسوطين جدا ان احنا كنا معاكم النهارده. شكرا.
Yeah, the Charmoofers into house. What an incredible way to kick off this 2021 Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals with dancing with the band. The drifters, they're going to get back in their cars and they are going to start clearing off this track because we have an event to do. We got a King of Drift to crown. That's what we call the finals champion between these, 19 drifters against 17 cars. If you're just joining us, welcome to the 2021 Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. My name is Brett Black here in gorgeous Cairo. I can't believe we're in Cairo. We made it to Cairo. I'll tell you, qualifying round. So every country has its own qualifying round, and for this particular Red Bull Car Park Drift Final, the qualifiers started in February of 2020. So some of these guys, for example, in Oman, the qualifiers, I believe, were in February of 2020. And then, of course, COVID happened. So things were paused. We did eventually get back on the track, get to some drifting, get those qualifiers happening again. And now, after all that time, we finally come to Egypt, where we were supposed to be here a year ago. This was all part of the plan. We're going to have the finals here in Cairo. All excited, and then of course we know what happened. But it's good to be here. We did finally make it, and we're excited to give you this incredible event. It's unlike any other motorsport event. Right there you see Dado, Abdul. He's going to come out a bit, and he's going to be talking about the rules, and he's going to be speaking in Arabic, most likely. So I will tell you a little bit about the car park drift. Whether you've seen it a bunch of times or not, there are a couple of new things this year as well, but basically what this comes from the parking lot, the car parks from, cities all around. At first the Middle East, now around the world, people decided, hey, we want to drift. We want to modify our cars, and we've seen drifting in movies and TV. Now we want to do it ourselves. And so a couple of very ingenious mechanics and drivers became drifters and started to do this. And Red Bull saw this. They saw this happening, this cultural phenomenon, and they thought, well, why don't we give them a safe place to do that? And that is the genesis of the Red Bull Car Park Drift event, and it's incredible. I've only been doing this, I think this is my 6th year, and I've watched it grow even from then. But even when I came, it was already a tremendous motorsport. Now here we are, 6,000 strong and streaming globally on Red Bull Motorsports. Thank you so much for having us on. The rules are, as any motorsport, quite lengthy. I'll try to sum up a bit. People, obviously the FIA, the governing body of motorsports, that is where we begin with the vehicles. There are certain things about the cars that need to be safe. For example, the gas tank needs to be in the trunk on its own and protected, unlike a normal car. As I said, these cars look like they're ready for the road, but they are nowhere near roadworthy. They are something completely different. For the track, there are certain points, and we'll get into that. There are certain zones. As you can see that overhead shot, you see the figure 11 there on the right. You see the spiral at the very top. That's the final destination for these cars as they drift along this track. You'll see different obstacles like the pendulum, which is a big ball that they have to hit with the back of their car. They have to try to keep that car sideways and hit the pendulum. There's also flappers they have to hit, which is a very difficult thing. If you think about it, I mean, how well do you know your car? These guys need to be so at one with their drifting cars so they know exactly where the backside of their car is so they can hit something like a big yoga ball or a big plastic flapper just barely with their trunk, but not so much that they take the wall out. And we were practicing yesterday here in Cairo, and yeah, there were a lot of walls taken out. The ground crew hopefully won't be too busy today having to put walls back together and replace the pendulum. But we'll see. That's part of the fun too, right? We just hope for a safe day of drifting and a lot of competition, because we have the best drifters in the world ready to go today in Cairo. And there goes Dado, Abdul Fagali. He's going to do a trip around the course, or he's leaving, one of the two. He will eventually give us a show, and it looks like he might do that. So yeah, here you go. Here's a great way to figure out exactly how this drifting works. So you start off with this figure 8, which he just did. Now, he took it a bit slower because he didn't come out of that starting gate. You'll see the starting gate, and a lot of this course today is very thematic on the Egypt theme, I guess. You'll see a lot of different, you've got the obelisk there at the end, you've got some of the Egyptian pillars. Of course, the starting gate would make King Tut proud. This is just a parade lap from Abdul as he kind of cruises around. You see the, yeah, they get the figure 11. The boxes on the right side of your screen, you see the boxes in the top and the lower part of the right side of the screen. I would say those boxes are probably the most difficult part of this, although there is one addition, and that's it right there in front. I'll tell you about the small spinner. It's a very, very tight, I guess, spiral, for lack of a better term, but it's called the spinner this year. And getting your car in, I mean, some of these drifting cars look too long to even make it, but they somehow stuff it in there. And it's one of the more challenging parts, and since it's a new thing for a lot of these drifters, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle that without absolutely wrecking the course. You see that the Dunlop sign. Big thanks again to Dunlop, our sponsor here, our major sponsor of the Red Bull Car Park Drift. There's now this is the new one. This is the little spinner, the spiral. Dada just made it look easy. It's not that easy, but he decided to do one thing like this. He's like, you know what? I'm going to give that spinner a try, and he did it very well. And here he is. Now this is the final portion, and the idea is, of course, you don't want to hit any cones or barrels. You just want to cruise in, but of course you got to keep it sideways. Again, he's just driving. This is not drifting. If you haven't seen drifting before, you will see drifting like you've never seen it coming up. Of course, if you've never seen drifting before, I guess you've never seen drifting. Dono giving the crowd a wave. Abdul Fagali, he's such a good guy. He's also the director of the Car Park Drift and Red Bull Motorsports. I think I may have just given him a promotion, but he has designed the courses. He designs all these Car Park Drift courses, and he's the one responsible. So if anyone's to blame for what happens today, it is Abdul Fagali. We're approaching the starting moment of the finals today, and you can already see the drifters have lined up in order, and we're about to get underway right now, and it's Haitham Hadidi. Now Haitham is an incredible drifter. He's got such a great story. He actually won this event when he was 18 years old in 2016, and he didn't even have a driving license. He wasn't even legal to drive on the road, and he won the whole thing. Meanwhile, he's got guys twice his age competing against him, and he kills it. So Haitham Al-Hadidi from Oman. He's now 23 years old, the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet, humble, and he is going to try to get his second King of Drift title today. We'll see if he can do it. Oddly enough, he's not the youngest today. There's another competitor that's actually 21. We'll talk about him later on. But you see the checkered flag is down. We are getting ready to see drifter number 1, heat number 1, Haitham Al-Hadidi in the Nissan Silvia, representing beautiful Oman here at the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. Gorgeous Egypt. You see your on-track announcer there giving the announcement. That is the green light. Haitham Hadidi is ready to go, and we're on for the Red Bull Car Park Drift 2021 Finals. Getting some love here from this crowd in Egypt. We're just discovering now at the end of the track here where we're sitting, we are going to be covered in tire. That was incredible. The smoke, the sound from these cars, that's all part of the judging. There are 3 judges who are watching this competition here right next to us. They are scoring everything, and you get a nice little replay. And a couple of things, you did see him go into that barrier there in the box. I believe that's box number 1. You don't want to hit anything. The idea, other than the pendulums and the flappers, you ideally would rather not. We will wait on that score for Haitham Hadidi from Oman as Anas Al-Haloui. Anas won here in 2019, the most recent Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. That was in Turkey, Istanbul champion. So looking to repeat is Anas from Jordan. The top 8 drifters will move on to the next round. So there are 19 drifters, 11 of them will not make it. And it's all about points. So we'll see those points. You got to make that bubble. You got to be above 8 and no less. Otherwise, your year is done. You'll have to wait till next year. You can tell. It looks like, we're just getting underway, and you say, well, what's all the, the skid marks? So that's because we practiced here yesterday. Everybody got at least 1, if not 2 run-throughs, so they could get a feel, not only this course, but also their cars. Some people had to rent their cars. A couple of drifters couldn't drive their cars until today, so they're just getting the feel. Basically everything has to be replaced. If anything is moved, Haitham he hit a couple of wall segments there, so all of that has to be replaced so the course looks brand new for the next drifter. And as that happens, the field marshal approves everything, ready to go. Want to make sure that everything is even and fair for each drifter. And here we go. Here is Anas Al-Haloui. 236 points for Haitham. 236 is the mark to beat. We'll see how that score fleshes out as we move on. In the BMW E46, Anas Al-Haloui. You saw Burfu come up. Burfu from Turkey. That was he's next, so that's why you saw that come up. He is the defending champion from Jordan, Anas Al-Halou. And he is off. Jordan, Anas Al-Halou. Pretty nice looking run. Not a judge myself, but by the sound of this crowd, they love him. And if you think that's something else, wait till one of these drifters from Egypt comes out. They're gonna go crazy. Now the third drifter, as we wait for the score for Anas, third drifter Berfu Tutumulu, which is my favorite name to say, representing Turkey, is going to be up as you get that replay from Anas. Pretty clean run. Hard to see through the smoke from this end, but he did successfully hit that flapper. He did a nice job of getting through the box. And that new obstacle, which maybe you'll get a look at, yeah, right? Yep. It was about to come up, the spinner, that tight spinner. He did that was a wow moment. He did that very, very well. He performed that very difficult drift, changing directions, getting that car sideways, and then getting out quickly to the next obstacle. Let's get a look at the crowd, who many of which came 2-3 hours before this event. They've been ready for this. They've wanted some excitement. Egypt seems to love its motorsports. And there you got the score for Anas Al-Halou, 275, putting him in first place, right above Haitham. It's early to tell where we stand with these scores. We'll figure it out as we go. And there we go, Berfu Tutumulu from Turkey. fantastic. They love that run. He did get caught up in a couple of different places. Took out a couple of cones there. And each cone, I believe, is a couple of points off that score. But not a bad-looking run. We'll see how it goes with the judges. Did see he stopped up a little bit in one of the boxes, and the crowd just went, oh. I love the passion. You gotta love the passion here in Egypt at the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. We'll look at the replay. Pretty sure I got a lot of Burfu's back tires in my mouth right now by so much smoke. There's the end. That's all right. A couple of cones, we can replace those. It's a somewhat windy day here in Cairo, but the temperature is fantastic. It's about 27 degrees Celsius. Only 211 points for Burfu. Definitely some of those obstacles got the best of him. We'll see how that goes for him. Xavier Lashker from Mauritius. I spoke with Xavier earlier. Now, the thing about this is a rented car. This is not Xavier's own car. He did rent this out of Jordan, and he'll be sharing it with his fellow countryman, Shehzad, later on. They'll both be drifting the same car. But Xavier did get a chance to train in this car for a while before coming here, unlike Shehzad, who it's his first time in this car. And if you aren't familiar, in Mauritius, they drive on the left side of the road, and the car in Mauritius typically is a right-hand side car. So this is something completely different for the guys from Mauritius, since they're renting a car. It is a right-hand driver on the left side of the cabin. Let's see how they do. From the beautiful island of Mauritius. Hearing it from the crowd here, 6,000 strong in Cairo. Did a lot better than I could do with a car that I'm not familiar with. Really well done in that old BMW. See how the judges find it. Wait for that score. Listen to that crowd, they love it. Get a replay of Xavier. Just getting that flap. That counts. He got that flapper. Got to keep it sideways. And there's that smoke from the tires you look for. That was a pretty loud car, too. That's a interesting exhaust. You got those pops. That, I don't know if you can tell from the live stream, but they are very loud. And the crowd here absolutely loving it. Little issue with this spinner. Did take out a couple of the barriers just a little bit. That'll cost him a couple of points there, as those are being replaced right now. And your next drifter will be Saif Jad from Iraq. safe. Chad from Iraq. Switch up. Something may have happened back in the garage. We'll find out what happened. But this is the first Egyptian drifter. It is Yusuf Joe from here in Egypt. And they are looking at everything he does. It doesn't matter. You hit those walls. That's okay. You're local. If you're local, you can do that, right? Drifters, and just a little bit of behind the scenes. Sometimes things happen back in the garage as Yusuf gets that much deserved appreciation from the crowd. Look, boy, here in Egypt. Sometimes things will happen back in the garage and we will not be aware of it here. We're on the opposite side of the track, so occasionally a car, maybe it won't start. Maybe the driver's still sleeping in his hotel. And there's another look at the run of Yusuf. He's one of 3 wild cards here in Egypt. Every Red Bull Car Park Drift, the local hosting city gets some wild cards. And 2 more wild cards to go. We're back on track. Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan is the 7 car. So we'll have to try to find out what happened to Saif Jayed from Iraq. Maybe he will be put in the drifting order later on, but it's possible, potential, that maybe something happened with his car. As we wait for that score for Yusuf Joe. And a couple of things to be replaced on the track. And there's a look at the excited crowd. I love this, all smiles. Everybody glad to be out, glad to be together, glad to be watching this incredible motorsport. We may have had a change of numbers on the cars as well. I'm trying to figure out exactly who's at the gate right now. I overheard someone say, it's not Abdullah. There's your score from Yusuf, 242. Not bad right now. It puts him in second place, I do believe. The top 8 go on to the second heat. There are 3 heats, all 19 drifters, then 8, then 4 to crown the king of drift. Abdullah, there we go, Abdullah. It is indeed Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan. turn. Takes an extra spin just because, making it look easy. You'll notice there are two gates there at the end. You got to get both of those gates up. Hitting the flapper with the back part of your car is how those gates come up. And if not, you're just locked in. And sadly, someone has to open the gate for you, and nobody wants that. It's the drifter's shame, but so far, everybody's doing so well today. Abdallah Abu Hussein, Jordan. As the crew comes back on the track, set things up again. Scores from the judges. I can see them right now. And lining up, I do believe, will be Noder Kodua from Georgia. See a little bit of that replay. Drifting huge in Jordan. Big hello to everybody in Jordan if you're listening in. Some of the cars actually that were rented today came from Jordan. I looked it up. It is a 600-kilometer drive if you want to go from Oman to Cairo, and that's exactly what some of these cars came in on a tow truck or a recovery vehicle to get them here. Because right now, shipping, very difficult. And getting a car here on a boat, probably not going to happen in the time necessary to get it ready for an event like the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. And Abdullah is going to get a 280 points, which puts him in first place. In fact, I think that puts him very well in first place right now. So Jordan, Abdallah Abu Hussein, your current leader. And this is Noder Kodua from Georgia, one of the newer countries in the Red Bull Car Park Drift circuit. We've got two Georgians today. And Noder, you'll notice sometimes the name that I say is different from the name you have on your screen. That's just because sometimes they have nicknames, sometimes it's from their passport. This is Noder representing Georgia. From Georgia. Pretty solid run. And that car is loud. And you'll notice there are two numbers. That is because both drivers from Georgia, both drifters, will be using the same car. Backstory on that, they did each get their cars to Egypt from Georgia. Sadly, they were held up in Alexandria. They got as far as Alexandria, wouldn't make it in time for today's event. So they did have to quickly find other means. And I gotta say, that car for a rental is doing the job. Noder with a nice run there. The team from Georgia told me the guys only had a couple hours sleep in the past 3 days because they were so worried about their car situation. But maybe they should do that more often. Don't get sleep next time, guys. Get a nice run. The box right there, I didn't see that the first time around, but there was a bit of a touch there on the wall in the box, and that'll cost him some points. And I do believe our newest country, there's the score, 246 points for Notre. And our newest country representing South Africa. We really are becoming a worldwide motorsport here. At the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals, we have South Africa in the house, and that is amazing. His name is Jim McFarlane. Jim McFarlane yesterday, talked with him, said this BMW is brand new to him. It's another situation where this is not his car. Also, another case where he does not drive on this side of the road at home. Let's see how Jim does. Jim McFarlane from South Africa. So glad he's here. Came all the way from South Africa. He's going to wish he had that drift back, but this crowd loved it. He kind of tore the track up. It's going to take us a minute. Look at everything. There's about 10 different people running out onto the track right now, getting this circuit put back into place. But Jim McFarlane, you can't say he didn't leave a mark on the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. Pretty much right out the gate, that figure eight didn't go the way he wanted, and didn't get a lot better from there. But that was fun to watch, I'll say that. There are wall pieces, there are tires, cones. Did he hit any cones? I think, you know what, at the end there, he did pretty well on that final spiral. But Jim McFarlane, you know what? I'm going to say, even though he's not going to get a great score for that, that's probably my favorite run so far of the day. Because, you know, nobody got hurt. We had some fun watching it. The crowd loved it here in Cairo. And this is going to take a couple minutes. To set things back up. Look at the crowd. I love that. They loved it. It's all good. And the place, it's not where it started, but it's close. 10 years ago, here in Cairo, Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. And I think that's why a lot of times this sport is so embraced here, because it has its roots here in Cairo, here in beautiful Egypt. Which, by the way, if you've not been to Egypt, it's gorgeous. It is a beautiful day, but it is a beautiful season. Come and visit Egypt. 7,000 years of history. It's not just about the pyramids. It's not just about the Sphinx, but it's also about the culture. And as the score comes in for Jim McFarland has suspected it was not fantastic. It's 100, I believe it's 122 points, puts him on the bottom. And as we've already gotten through, what do we have? 8 drivers. Now we've had 8 drifters come through. He will be at the bottom, so he's officially the bubble boy. If anybody gets above 122 points now, Jim McFarland will be out. But can't say he wasn't entertaining. That's taken a bit of extra time to get back into drifting action here on the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals course. And as I was saying, Egypt, not only this incredible 7,000 histories, the pharaohs, the history, the museums. Also, it's a growing city. This is an incredible growing city. We're here in New Cairo. This part of Cairo is called New Cairo. Construction, investment everywhere. It's a beautiful place to be, and we're so proud to bring the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals back to Cairo after 10 years away. As we obviously have to take a break away from the finals, I'll explain again the way this particular event works. It is in 3 heats. We are right in the middle of heat number 1, which is all 19 of our drifters, 17 cars, because 2 of our teams from Mauritius and Georgia will be sharing cars. There are 2 drifters in 1 car from Mauritius and Georgia. So 17 cars in this first heat, 19 drifters. We have gotten through, looks like 9 of them thus far, so we are halfway through, nearly. 8 of them will move on, so you got to get enough points just to put you into that top 8. Doesn't matter. 8th place can still win it all in this first heat. Moves on to the final 8. The top 8 move on. 4 of them will then compete for the final heat, heat number 3, and we crown what's called the King of Drift. The King of Drift is the champion of the Red Bull Car Park Drift. We've got some former champions here today. Haitham Hadidi from Oman talked about his big win in 2016. He took it all at the age of 18 years old, just a couple months shy of getting his own driving license. The previous champion, the most recent champion, I would say last year, but it's not last year, from 2019, Nas El Haloui from Jordan. Also a champion here, a King of Drift, trying to repeat. Will it happen? We'll see. He had a decent score so far. He's definitely going to move through unless we start seeing some really big scores. And we're getting the flag now. The crew finally has put this thing back together. After that, I'm going to call it historic run by Jim McFarland. This is Edmund Berzins of Latvia. Has begun his drift. Plenty of space, I've said it before. When these drifting cars have no advertisements, this guy, Edmund, needs some sponsors. Help him out. Come on, Latvia. This is your man. solid run. As it does look like he took out a little bit his right rear. Is that his right rear fender? It does look to be something dangling there from the car. We'll see. Apparently it doesn't affect his drifting. Nothing that a little duct tape won't fix, I'm sure. As we get back into things after that brief timeout. Edmund Berzins. And you will hear the crowd go crazy in about 30 seconds because the next drifter is Ahmed Farag. And he is another one of our Egyptian wild cards. And here it comes as the on-track announcer makes this announcement. Ahmed Farag from Egypt, getting his BMW sideways, hopefully. Every time one of these drifting cars comes by the crowd, they just go crazy. They give all the love. Edmund Berzins with 218 points. Sort of the lower side of things for Edmund. There's Ahmed. The BMW E30. The older body style, but trust me when I say underneath the hood, it is very modern and very fast. You'll notice a lot of BMWs, a lot of Toyotas, a lot of Nissans here. And there is that reception from the audience. Ahmed Farag. From here in Egypt. Might need a little bit of body work, as you can see. You can see again. A little touch up. And there it is. Getting that crowd on their feet. And it looks like they might, yeah, they got to open up that gate. Unfortunately, he did not get the gate open. The flapper wasn't raised. The gate wasn't raised, so he had to be let out. But you gotta love the design, right? And that is part of this. Before the event, the judges went back in the garages, gave some points, and yeah, That's definitely going to win people over here in Egypt. You got to love that. And we will wait for that score. Again, a little track maintenance going on right now as the crew sets up a couple of things. And have a little look at the replay. Yeah, that wall is going to need some help. If only you could have seen the practice session yesterday. It was a little sloppy. That particular box looked more like a drive-through rather than a drift. But he was much better on the second box. But again, that box is the most challenging part of this course. Speaking as a person who has never drifted in his life, 231 points for Ahmed. Actually, not a terrible score for some of the obstacles that he couldn't quite make it through. See if it pushes him through to the next round. The top 8 moving on. Rahman Kawaji from Lebanon, our only Lebanese driver in the BMW E30. Representing beautiful Lebanon. And this is a loud car. You'll notice one of the louder drifting cars on the circuit. Rahman Kawaji from Lebanon. Rahman gets a salute from the crowd. They did give him a nice applause, but unfortunately something happened with his car and he is not going to be able to finish. So that is a DNF for Rahman Kawaji from Lebanon. I hate to see that. And listen to that. Listen to that. Just the effort to be here. You know, this is not a big money-making sport. This is all about passion. This is a hobby for some, a lifestyle for others. But Rahman not going to make it through to the next round. Something else I saw during that drift, you'll notice he did hit the one of the flappers with the front of his car. That does not count. You must hit that flapper. And all of the obstacles that you're supposed to hit, you need to hit them with the reverse side, the back side of your car. Hesham Al-Khatib from Egypt. He is the qualifier from Egypt. He won his way in. So you're going to see some real drifting out of Hesham. Hesham Al-Khatib from Egypt. Egypt, and he is hearing it from the fans here in Cairo. So much smoke. It's good for you. It's good for you. I hear smoke is good for you. It's like vitamin T. It's good for the skin. Here, trackside. I've got Dunlop in my mouth. Big thanks to Dunlop, our partner here. Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals all around the world. So glad to have them as a partner. Red Bull Car Park Drift 2021 Finals. We are here. If you can tell, we're a little bit loopy from the smoke, I think. Also from the fact that we've been waiting for 2 years to finally get here and to do this and to be here in Egypt. And we said we were going to do it, and we are doing it. We're doing it big. 6,000 people strong here. And thanks for having us on worldwide on Red Bull Motorsports. And you hear again the crowd as we wait for that score from Hisham, and it's a pretty good score, 274 points. 274 puts him, I'm going to say he's in third place, somewhere around there, third or fourth place. They keep these things from me. Omar Saka should be next, also representing Egypt. We have a yellow flag right now. I believe that's because they're fixing a couple of things on the track, and now we're ready to go with Omar Saka, our final qualifier, our final wild card from Egypt. Omar Saka should be up next in the gate. And there's a hush, suddenly a hush over the course here in Cairo. And we're holding just a little bit. Wind has calmed down just a little bit. If you see those flags above the track here. And here it is, Omar Saka getting love from Egypt. But that was a good drift. We'll see what the judges think. But he looked great, sounded great. And getting that love again, as he is the final drifter in this first heat from Egypt. And that's what they came here for. Egypt loving motorsports. Such a motorsport community here in Cairo, and they came out to support. There's not a seat left in this venue here at the Al Manara Exhibition Center. Thanks so much for having us on the Red Bull Motorsports live stream here. If you got us on Instagram, make sure you tag Red Bull Egypt and hashtag Red Bull Car Park Drift as you get a look again at Omar's drift. And the crowd here as the sun starts to just a little bit of sunset. This will all be over before the sun goes down because we don't have any lights around here. We're in a car park. Back where it all started, 2011, first ever King of Drift was crowned right here. 225 points. Again, I'm not a judge. We're just looking at it. Felt like more than that, but 225 is the score for Omar Sakr from Egypt. Ahmed Al-Amiri lined up and ready to go from Qatar. Ahmed, a veteran of this sport in the Nissan Silvia. Let's see what Ahmed can do today. He's a veteran of this sport. Says he's been a fan since its inception, but he's been participating since 2017. Best finish ever was 4th place. That was in 2018. See if he can do a little bit better than 4th today. We'll wait on that score for Ahmed. And lined up on the way next is going to be our sole drifter from the UAE, Mohammed Shakir. Get a little replay of Ahmed's drift. Ahmed, 29 years old, representing Qatar. Just 2 weeks ago qualified for this event. So he had to get his stuff together very quickly to get here to Egypt. Really incredible when you can do that. I mean, the logistics of getting your car here, getting yourself here, getting your team here, and also, by the way, practicing. 259 points for Ahmed Al-Amiri of Qatar. That's a good score. Not bad score. So far, that would put him through to the next round of 8, the next heat. And this is from the UAE, Mohammed Shakir, actually Jordanian by nationality, but representing the United Arab Emirates. years ago from Jordan. He is Jordanian, so sort of representing both. You'll see he has a UAE flag and a Jordanian flag on that car as well. Beautiful car. Love that. Love the wrap that they've done. Mohammed Shakir. Wait for that score. Big thanks if you're listening to us on the Red Bull Motorsports Facebook page. If you're looking for the Arab commentary, if you need something a little more Arabic in your life, go to the Red Bull Facebook page. That's where you'll find that. Our friends right next door to us in the broadcast booth doing the same coverage in Arabic. I would hate to lose you, but I understand. The crowd is still into this. We're like an hour into this event, and they are absolutely psyched. 240 points for Mohammed, which looks to be about the upper middle of the pack. See if that gets him in. And here we go with, I believe this is Shehzad Surabali. I believe that's Shehzad's car, though. It says Vakhtang Kurtidze, but let's see. I'm seeing a red car, and I know that car from the guys from Mauritius. Let's see if there's been another change. I don't usually know better than the screen graphics, but in this case, I might. Yeah, this is going to be Shehzad Surabali. Now, Shehzad also is used to driving a right-hand driver car. This is his first time driving a left-hand drive car because they drive right-hand drivers in Mauritius. So he's a little nervous about this, but you know what? He's doing all right. Take a listen to Shehzad Surabali from Mauritius. I'll tell you what, very similar to Jim McFarland earlier on, who also drives typically on the left-hand side of the road. Shehzad, yeah, he wreaked a little bit of havoc on this course. That's all right, though. He gives a wave to this very gracious crowd here in Cairo. Such a nice guy. I had a chance to hang out with him before the drift today. And yeah, I could tell he's a bit concerned that might happen, and that's exactly what happened. But it looked like he had fun. And if he didn't have fun, we had fun watching you, Shehzad. So thanks so much for making the trip all the way from Mauritius. See how his fellow drifter, Xavier, does. Xavier earlier scoring 201 points, I believe. I don't believe either Mauritian will make it into the top 8. As you watch the replay of Shehzad, we do have one more car lined up, and this is going to be, I don't know which one it's going to be. It's either going to be Saif Jayad from Iraq or Vakhtang Kurtidze from Georgia, because those are the only two drifters left, and whatever it is, they will be out of order, but that's okay. As long as you get in the the allotted time for the first heat, and you see 66 points. Oh, 66 points. Shehzad, we love you. We love you, brother. Thanks for making the trip. But 66 points is not gonna make it, unfortunately. And we're taking a look here. Now we're trying to figure out exactly, it looks like we do have 2 more cars lined up, so we may get both Vaktan and Safe. And it's going to be Vaktan Kurtsidze, we do believe, from Georgia, who's also sharing that car with his fellow Georgian, Noder Kadua, who ran the same car earlier. Let's see how Vaktan does. Again, the guys from Georgia, their team said these guys haven't slept much at all the last 3 days. Very concerned about their car, held up in Alexandria. Did not quite make it to Cairo today in time for the event. So they had to rent this car. So they are sharing. That's why you see the numbers 9 and 20 on the side. Just another sign of the times, something that we don't normally see at the Red Bull Car Park Drift. When you have to share that car. And here we go, Vaktan Kurtsidze from Georgia. He's getting out. There may be an issue right at the last moment. There may be an issue with the car. They're gonna let him out because he did not get that last flapper to open up that gate. There may be an issue. He may need a tow. We do have emergency vehicles on site. We have ambulances. We have recovery vehicles. If you need a tow, these cars actually have to come equipped with towing rings in the front and the back in just these cases. There's got to be a roll cage inside, as we like to keep things safe, as Vaktan Kurtsidze from Georgia leaves the course. And that means we are down to 1 more drifter as we take a look at his run there. And I do believe it's going to be Saif Jayed from Iraq. Something must have happened to Saif's car. It wasn't ready. Something happened because he was supposed to run 5th. He was supposed to be the 5th drifter on the course. And it looks like Vaktan is going to get a 142 for his run. And that is probably not going to push him through. I am not a statistician, but I'm going to say 142 points. Probably not going to make the top 8. We're looking for the top 8 scores. And as it sits right now, as I look at it, Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan has the highest score. And we'll get into that a little bit after this final drift from Saif Jayed from Iraq as we fix the track. Still trying to fix the course from there. You look at the judges just at the end of the course. And yeah, this should be, am I right? Yes, it is. Saif Jayed from Iraq. It is Nissan 370Z, or as some people like to say 370Z, depending on what part of the world you're in. And here he is, your final drifter for heat number 1. Saif Yusuf, as we have Saif Jayed. Representing Iraq. Saif Yusuf Jayed from Iraq, hearing it from the crowd here in Egypt. I did notice as I was going through the garage earlier today, Saif was working on his car, and they had some kind of technical difficulties. Sometimes people don't like to talk about it so much because there's so many nerves, there's so much pressure on this huge event, the biggest event in drifting of the year, the Red Bull Car Park Drift. And there was some kind of issue, but you know what? Seeing him on the track, seeing him drift, hearing that car sounded amazing. See what the judges think as they deliberate, and then we will find out who your top 8 are, who move on to heat number 2. Get a look there at the replay, and we'll wait on that score. And he is not going to like that score. 114 points. 114. And you got to wonder, what is it that the judges see? But they saw 114 points. So that is the end of heat number 1. And we're going to go on to the top 8. Heat number 2 to find our final 4, and then we will crown a King of Drift for 2021. So between the heats, we'll have a bit of entertainment today, and we didn't get to see this man, Abdul, the absolute legend of drifting from Lebanon. They call him Dado, and he's going to show you what he can do, what a legend can do with a car, putting it sideways around this incredible course, which, I don't know, is it cheating? He designed this course himself. He knows what he's doing, but it is not easy. And what he does is incredible. He's going to get this crowd again off their seats. Once he gets his own checkered flag and they're ready to go on this course, take a look at this incredible BMW Abdul. he's serious. I've been in. He's going to take a passenger, and he does this from time to time. Every year, somebody gets in the passenger seat and does a ride along. I've done it myself. I recommend one of those little baggies they put in the seat in front of you on an airplane. It'll make you sick. He's so good at what he does, but you feel like a milkshake buckled in. And he's getting out. What is he doing? Does he want him to get on the hood? Sure, why not? Strap him on the hood, Dotto. He's just giving you fun. It's Instagram time at the Red Bull Car Park Drift here in Cairo. What a great look. This is one of my favorites. I've been doing this for, 6 years? This is gorgeous. This might be my favorite. It's just a beautiful day combined with an incredible crowd. Such a loving, adoring crowd. Motorsports fans here in Cairo. And here we go. Take a look at this. And I just was given the scores. I know who the top 8 are, but you know what? Abdul is going to do his thing, and then we'll announce who moves on to heat number 8. Is your favorite drifter in it? Is your favorite country in it? We'll let you know coming up next.
ايه الجمال ده؟ هو ده التشجيع. فرحانين بوجودكم معانا النهارده. هو الفوز اللي احنا عايزين نشوفه. زي ما انتم شفتوا خلصنا الهيك الاولى وبعد الهيك حكام طبعا بيقدموا كبير جدا وبيقيموا يشوفوا مين الثمانيه اللي هيتاهلوا للهيك اللي بعدها، وبناء عليه بنعرف الابطال اللي هينافسوا وبعديها تصفيه تاني لحد ما نوصل للدخول. دلوقتي مع حبيبكم وحبيبنا اللي بنحبه كشخصيه وكدريفتر قوي جدا الليجند عبدو بجالي دادو هيعمل لكم شو جوه التراك. حيوا تحيه كبيره.
Making those Dunlops scream, and the crowd is loving him. He's just so talented at this motorsport. In that Red Bull, beautiful Red Bull BMW. Just for funsies, though, this is not part of the competition. Abdul, there he goes, getting a love from the trackside announcer. Crowd on their feet. Everywhere he goes, every time we do one of these car park drift finals, Abdul comes out. It's so entertaining. And yeah, it shows what you can do in the sport of drifting. Maybe you've thought about doing this yourself. And now he's just showing off. Now he's just showing off. Don't try that at home, all right? Please stay in the car, buckle up. But if you want to get into drifting, that's the man to aspire to be. The world record holder. Longest drift ever. And people keep trying to beat that drift, and nobody's come even close. Longest drift. He drifted for more than 11 kilometers. I believe it took more than 40 minutes of one single drift. Just an incredible, I would say unbeatable record, but you never want to say that. But that is the man, Abdul. So we have our top 8. Do we want to know the top 8 finalists in the Red Bull Car Park Drift 2021 finals? Here we are. Should I go from number 8? No, I'll go from the top. Representing the country of Jordan, Abdallah Abu Hussein, number 1. Also from Jordan, so 2 Jordanians in the top. Anas Al-Halo. Anas won in 2019. He's in second place today. Will he repeat? He's got a chance. In third place, Hisham Al-Khatib from Egypt. And the crowd, when they find out he's in third place, they're gonna go nuts. In fourth position, fourth place right now, from Qatar, Ahmed Al-Amri. Fifth place, Nodar Kodua from Georgia. Nice to see Georgia up in the top 8. Number 6, Yusuf Sayed from Egypt. Another Egyptian driver making it through. Number 7, representing the UAE, Mohammed Shakir. And the Bubble Boy, should we call him the Bubble Boy? Number 8, Haytham Al-Hadidi from Oman, who has won before. We talked about the youth coming through. Haytham is going to be in the 8th position. If you did not hear a name, if you did not hear a country, they sadly were pushed out by these drifters. So there you go, your top 8, as you get a bit of replay of some of the action from heat number 1. And there's so many stories of these drifters, you know, fighting to get here. And we say goodbye to some pretty amazing ones. Sadly, both Mauritians. Got to say goodbye to Shehzad Sorbali and Xavier Lashka. The South African, Jim McFarlane, also put on quite a show, destroying the track. Got to say goodbye. As we get ready for heat number 2, your top 8 will compete. And we do begin from the 8th place. So 8th place, Haytham Hadidi. He's going to be drifting first. So 8th all the way down to number 1 is how this will go. From heat 2, we will only be taking the top 4 scores as Haytham Hadidi begins us here at heat number 2. representing Oman. Such a good kid, soft-spoken, currently in university, not even wanting to move on really professionally in motorsports, but just loves it. Early on, had success as a 17-year-old, turning 18, then winning it all in 2016. I do believe this should be Anas El Halou. Anas, the winner, the king of drift in 2019 in Istanbul, trying to repeat. That's wrong. Anas is second place. We're going in reverse order, so no, there he is. It is Anas. Anas El Halou. How did I know that? It's like I'm one with the Red Bull Car Park Drift. And now there's some questions. Why is Anas lined up? Is it Anas? As you see all the drifters kind of getting in order, or what we hope will be the order that they drift. As we appreciate you having us on the Red Bull Motorsports live stream here on Facebook. If you got us on YouTube, thank you. If you're looking for that Arabic commentator, my friend doing the Arabic right now is Tamer. He's right next door to us. You can catch that on the Red Bull channel. We are obviously on Red Bull Motorsports. That's how you found us. And this is Anas Al Halou. I literally said moments ago we would be going in reverse order, but apparently not. Anas Al Halou from Jordan. From Jordan, look at that, what a great shot. You got the sunset, you've got the smoke. I'm eating Dunlop tires right now. They're delicious. Thanks to Dunlop, our partner, for the Red Bull Car Park Drift. And it looked like a pretty good run, but you would expect that from our second place. Our second place first heat drifter. Now, they're making some changes at the gate, and so that's why we're a little behind here in the booth, because we never know what they're going to do. Sometimes things happen with the drifting cars. Sometimes there are issues. I believe it's going to be Mohammed Shakir out of the UAE. I believe that's his car. And yes, Mohammed Shakir from the UAE. Representing UAE, he's Jordanian. As you get a quick look at Anas's run. Putting out great smoke. Judges will be scoring that. And here comes Mohammed Shakir from the UAE. shocker from the UAE. 29-year-old Jordanian, really taking his time around the track. This is not a race. This is the opposite of a race. It's not about how fast you get through this. It's about how you get through it sideways, and all the obstacles. You got to hit those flappers. You got to hit that pendulum. Pendulum looks like it's in a challenging place today. They've moved it off to the sort of end of the course rather than usually kind of in the middle, sort of a big highlight. But this year they put right there that spinner. They put that in the middle because that's the new obstacle. And it's definitely a difficult one. You can see some people having a little bit of difficulty, but for Mohammed Shakir, let's see how he progresses through. Again, we're not seeing scores. We're not going to be seeing any scores here in the top 8. Going to leave that drama. So, Yusuf Syed, the local boy, one of our wild cards here in Egypt, about to make the crowd go wild when they hear his name. Perfect weather for this, and here he is. Making the crowd go wild. They're off their seats. And was that a drifting car or was that a jet with its afterburners on? Did you see the smoke? What an incredible view from the drones above. Sadly, he waves to the crowd and they love it. Sadly, he did have some challenges, some issues with the boxes. Both the boxes, the barrels kind of got the best of him. Looked like he maybe lost his place a little bit, but what a great looking run. That drift, those long stretches, the absolute crowd just loved it. And they showed that love. And I think that may have been the loudest this crowd's been so far today. And Yusuf Joe, he said, call me Yusuf Joe. I said, I can do that. I can call you Yusuf Joe. He made it look fun. Not fun for the barrels, though. Barrels didn't have any fun at all. Temperature coming down a little bit. Beautiful day for drifting. Just warm enough on the track for the tires to kind of stick a little bit. And we'll see who is at the gate this time. It's a surprise this round. Every new drifter is a surprise. Nodar Kadua from Georgia, the one Georgian that did make it through to the top 8. Had to rent that car, but doing very well in it. And this is Nodar. Abdullah from Georgia. Looks like he ended his drift just a little early. Didn't quite get that last gate up, so they're going to have to, I think, let him out. Up until that point, it did look bad, although it looks like Nodar might be parking. No free parking. Can't tell if he can. Okay, now it's moving. Okay. We just try not to see that tow truck, that recovery vehicle, get out there. Try to see if we can get all of these cars out on their own power. But the safety crew is coming out, checking on Nodar to make sure everything is okay. As we reset here in the second heat. And it does look like, yeah, we're going to be pushing that car. We're going to be pushing that. If they push it, it's going to take them a minute. Let's see. Red flag is out. They are calling on the tow truck. Yep, we're going to have to have some assistance to get Nodar's ride off of the track so we can continue on. There, a look at the judges. Big thanks to our judges, by the way. Alex Grinya, Jean-Pierre Nasrallah, who was, I hear Jean-Pierre was a mentor of Abdul Fagali, taught him everything he knows. And Rudolf Cesarin. Rudolf, I spoke with Rudolf. He's from Mauritius last night. He's a rally car driver, longtime motorsports veteran. And we thank our judges for being here and scoring this big event. And you can see the tow line being strapped to Nodar's car. Not the way you want to really go out. Gonna say most likely he is not going to be competing, even if he did get a decent score. I'm guessing unless they can quickly put some repairs on that old BMW. If they can do that, maybe, but it could be a little worse than possible for recovery. You are allowed, once you're off the track, if you are through to the next round, you are allowed to do whatever you need to do to get that car running again, whether it's, you know, swapping out tires or something more major. You can do it. There are no rules against that in the Red Bull Car Park Drift. And he gets a nice ovation from the crowd here in Cairo. And the wind has picked up quite a bit here in this part of Cairo. This is called New Cairo. It's actually away a bit from the city, so there's, I'm told, more wind here. It's a little bit cooler as we get ready for the next drifter, Ahmed Al-Amri from Qatar. And they did that pretty quickly. They got Nodar off the track pretty fast. I'm pretty impressed with the crew here. And here we go. Back to the action with Ahmed Al-Amri. Representing Qatar, 29-year-old Omani living in Qatar. So kind of sharing two countries. Giving a wave to the crowd. He's pretty happy with that run, I think. Did a really nice job of that very tight turn inside. The spinner, the new element of this year's Red Bull Car Park Drift. And fairly long Toyota. The longer your car, certainly some of these turns, the spiral at the end, you definitely need to know. And there's that turn right there. There's that very difficult spin. Did a great job of that. Hopefully the judges will reflect that. Moving on from Egypt, our qualifier qualified his way, Hesham Al-Khatib. And the crowd definitely going to put all of their support and love behind Hesham. Checkered flag is down as we get the green light to go for the next drift. Hesham Al-Khatib from Egypt. Hesham Al-Khatib here from Egypt. Pretty fantastic run. Not a lot of points going to be deducted. Hit those boxes so well. One of the boxes he did kind of rub against the back wall a little bit, but that spinner in the middle was a thing of beauty. And as soon as the crowd saw the Egyptian flag, they were in love. They just erupted in applause. I'm not sure how much of that you can hear on the live stream, but it's so fun anytime an Egyptian drifter gets out there and does their thing. And there's that spinner right there. So difficult to do. That's hard. That's hard. He made it look real easy. Did not hit a single wall. And there's the spiral at the end. No cones down. Good looking drift. Gonna expect to see him in the final four, but we will see how it pans out. This is Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan, placed first in heat number 1. And this is our final drifter of heat number 2.
Abdallah Abu
Incredible run there. Abdallah Abu Hussein, one of 3 Jordanians here at the Red Bull Car Park Drift. 2 from Jordan, competing for Jordan. 3rd Jordanian from the United Arab Emirates. Really nice looking run from Abdul Rahman. Check that from Abdullah Abu Hussein. I'm getting my Abduls mixed up. And that's it. That is heat number 2. Done in the books. 8 drifters will be pared down to 4 for the finals. As we get this beautiful sunset. It's just gorgeous here in Cairo. A nice breeze. Looking like about 25 degrees Celsius. Perfect weather. And we will take a moment. We will have, I believe we're going to get a little bit of a stunt show from Rami on his motorcycle. Rami sold here in Egypt. Already gave us a little taste of it earlier on. We might also get Abdul Fagali, if my eyes do not deceive me, is lining up to give another show in the Red Bull BMW. And that is exactly what's about to happen. Abdul Fagali, the legend. Crowd gets a chance at a hello. Literally a mouthful of Dunlop. Just there. Just thanks, Abdul. I love it. Big props to his passenger too. Being a passenger in the car with Dado is not easy. I've been there. Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals 2021. as we get ready for your top four, your final four. We will announce the final four, who's going to compete for the King of Drift momentarily. And are we going to have, yes we are, Rami Sold. This is Rami Sold from Egypt. Watch what he can do.
معانا دلوقتي مع عبدل ورامي وشارك جوزبرز. الحقيقه اليوم قوي وجميل وصوته مبهج وممتع. كل ما بنسمعه كل ما بنتحمس ونفكر في حاجات اكتر.
What an incredible show. Was that even planned? I feel like that was just some freestyle. Abdul and Rami sold. Somebody sign up Rami. Come on. He's amazing. He needs Red Bull all over that motorcycle. What an incredible performance as we get ready for the finals. This is the finals. The final 4 drifters. I got them right here. Right here. I don't know if should I spill the beans? You want to wait? You want to be excited to see who comes out of the gate? I feel like we're between these heats. Everybody's kind of go get another Red Bull, stretch their legs a little bit, but it's coming. We're moments away from this finally wrapping things up here as the sun is setting on beautiful Cairo. We are in New Cairo. This is a very up-and-coming area. A lot of investment, a lot of new things. You think about Egypt, at least me, when I think about Egypt and Cairo, I think about that 7,000 years of history. I think about pharaohs, and I think about pyramids and Sphinx. But we are on the kind of on the opposite side. Cairo is a very, very large place. You've never been. It's about 60 kilometers wide. Central Cairo is about 10 million people. The greater Cairo area, more than 20 million people. Incredible culture, so much to see, so much to do. Make a plan, make it part of your bucket list to come as you see the sunset over Cairo today for the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals here, 2021. 2 years in the making. Qualifiers began in early 2020. Some of these guys were doing their qualifications before COVID-19, before the pandemic really set in, and then we had to pause like the world did. And there you go. I didn't spoil it for you, but I let the screen graphics tell you. Ahmed Al-Amiri is in first place there, representing Qatar. Haitham Al-Hadidi, the Omani, from Jordan, Abdallah Abu Hussein, and also from Jordan, Anas Al-Halou. So 2 Jordanians, and actually 2 Omanis. Ahmed Al-Amiri, he actually is representing Qatar. He lives in Qatar, but Ahmed is Omani by nationality. So Jordan and Oman really dominating this year in the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. And not entirely unexpected, I would say, because, you know, they're part of the original, kind of the OG drifting countries. As we grow, more and more countries will be added. We added South Africa this year. Recently, Latvia, Georgia came aboard. Mauritius. It is becoming a worldwide event and sport, and we're so excited. And I don't think I'm allowed to talk about who's coming on next year, but we do have 1 or 2 new additions for next year's Car Park Drift. And qualifiers will begin again early next year. We'll do it all again. Very exciting. Such a fun motorsport. Again, thanks for having us on the Red Bull Motorsports Facebook page, YouTube, live stream. Always so much fun. Thanks to Red Bull for letting me come back every year. I don't know why they do. Maybe it's my glowing personality. My name is Brett Black. What is this? My 6th year. And yeah, what a ride. What an incredible family of drifters, mechanics, marketing, PR, everything that comes together to put this on. And we do have a drifter lined up for the finals. Who is going to be the King of Drift 2021? Will it be Anas? Anas Al Hilou trying to repeat one in Turkey. Istanbul 2019, hoping to make it 2 in a row here in Egypt. Waiting for the all clear for this final round. No, there's pressure. You want to make the podium. You want to be the King of Drift. Only 3 make the podium. It's the top 3. 4th place is out in the cold. But there's only one King of Drift. And we're about to find out who he's going to be. Final 4 drifters already lined up, ready to make this happen. Be interesting to see how hard they push these cars. Sometimes the nerves or the interest in even maybe overperforming can get the best of you. Have yet to get the thumbs up to start this final heat. Looking at the track here, trackside, it's clear. Things seem to be ready to go. And now we're about to get it going. Your first drifter for your final heat from Jordan, Anas Al Hilou. Playing it a little safe, and that is also important. Some strategy involved there. If you play it a little bit safe, make sure you hit all those flappers, make sure you get the pendulum, make sure you don't knock any cones over, don't hit the wall at all. It didn't look like he made any real mistakes. Also, it didn't look like he pushed the car very much. Was there something going on with the car? Or was he just really trying to make sure that he had a perfect run and let everyone else make the mistakes? It's a strategy that has worked before. And we'll see if it pays off for Anas Al Hilou from Jordan. You will not see any scores. They will keep that until the presentation of the King of Drift on the podium. And ready to go is Abdallah Abu Hussein, also from Jordan. And Abdallah takes his drift. solid run. I won't say it was perfect. There was a moment where he did just go into the wall a little bit. But was it enough? We'll find out. Halfway through heat number 3, final heat. Starting to get a little dark. Actually, lights now coming on here. As the sun starts to come down, we will finish up. We will wrap things up at dusk for the podium. I think you're going to see it right there, just a little graze, and actually hit the barrel a little bit as well. So points deducted for both. But nice run through the spiral. And this should be Ahmed Al-Murray. I say that with a question mark? Nope. This is Haitham Hadidi. Yeah, this is Haitham. From Oman, the 23-year-old former champion looks to repeat. Tonight, if he comes up short. Such a great looking run. Boxes looked great. The spinner in the middle, perfect. Was actually not really taking it easy, was definitely taking some chances. Hauling through. The flappers, all good. The pendulum. But that spiral at the end, the dreaded spiral, may have cost him. The 23-year-old Omani from 2016 won in Oman, won the championship, the King of Drift, at 18 years old. Now 23 and more experienced. But the competition is tough here in Cairo. Everybody, nobody is going to the parking lot right now. Everybody is waiting to find out who's going to be the King of Drift as your final drifter, Ahmed Al-Amri from Qatar, the Omani, is ready to take his drift. And you got to think he's got to put it all on the line. Abdul on the side, ready to go. he's actually looks like he's putting this on Instagram. Along with the Trekside announcer, everybody waiting for the green light to bring up the checkered flag so we can get this final drift in before the sun completely goes down. Your final drifter of the Red Bull Car Park Drift 2021 Finals. Opens the door, gives a wave to everyone here in Cairo. And that's it. That is your final Red Bull Car Park Drift. Just in time as we see that sunset over gorgeous Cairo. And now the judges will deliberate, put those scores together. If I'm honest, I feel like everybody had a pretty amazing run. Nobody made any huge errors. It really is anybody's drift right now. You saw Ahmed there. You saw Ahmed just nudge one of the barrels in the boxes just a little bit. Just tiny. And that was really the only mistake Ahmed made there. At least from my non-judging opinion. They don't pay me to judge. I just talk. And speaking of that, thank you again for having us on the Red Bull Motorsports page here on Facebook and YouTube. As we get the podium ready to go. The drifting is over, so they'll take some of that stuff off and create a little podium area so we can give the top 3 drifters their trophies, and there will be a King of Drift crowned. And I've said this many times before, there is no actual crown. There really should be a crown, or perhaps a championship belt. But I do believe it will be a trophy again this year. As always, many of these guys already have a trophy room full of awards because they are the best in the world in this incredible motorsport. And you get a little bit of the highlights from the final heat, third and final heat. Again, 2 Jordanians, 2 Omanis. Ahmed Al-Amri, your final drifter there. He's representing Qatar. Originally, he lives in Qatar, originally from Oman. Haitham Hadidi is Omani, representing Oman. And then 2 Jordanians. Wow, look at Jordan. Look at you guys go. Congratulations, Jordan. Getting 2 drifters in the final 4 from the same country is pretty uncommon. Pretty amazing to see. And also, gotta say, a lot of these cars actually came from Jordan. In a pinch, some of these drifters did need to actually rent cars because of shipping difficulties right now. All the shipping problems in the world. You're not gonna get that done fast, so they just had them driven in. Oman is about 600 kilometers away from where we are right now, and they just put them on the back of a truck and brought them this way and competed in sometimes cars that some of these guys were not familiar with. Not only not familiar with the car itself, but not familiar with how to drive the car. our friends from South Africa and Mauritius, used to driving a right-hand side car, had to drive left-hand side cars here with varying results. And it looks like they've got things sort of set up. The crowd here, some people getting down, getting ready to leave, but want to see the finals, want to see who's going to win it all. Others grabbing a quick Red Bull before we crown the king of drift. And there's Haitham from Oman. Big thanks again to our partner, Dunlop, responsible for about a centimeter of tire dust covering my body right now. This is the first time I think the broadcast area where we sit is actually outside next to the track. I've been outside before. I've been next to the track before, but never outside by the track. Typically we're like in a little box. Put me in a box. But how much fun is it just to be in the action? Totally worth the Dunlop dust that I've had for dinner tonight. Huge thanks again to the government of Egypt for making this event possible today. Here in what's called New Cairo. This is a growing part of Cairo, sort of on the outskirts of the main city center. And there's even another New Cairo. There's a new capital being built. Egypt, as I was saying earlier, Cairo specifically is a growing community, already a big, vibrant population here, but just getting bigger, and such a beautiful place. I wish I could spend more time here. We gotta come back again. There'll be another qualifier, of course, here in Egypt next year. The finals, am I allowed to say the finals? You know what? After we crown the King of Drift, I will tell you where the finals are going to be next year, and we could not be more excited. But thanks again to the Al Manara Exhibition Center, where we are. Not many places you can put on something like this. This is a very unique event. But how good, how safe again. Another year, everybody happy. Not actually too many mechanical breakdowns. Didn't have too much of that. I think only one car really had to be towed off, which is good. In the past, we've had engines go out. We've had other mechanical problems. Last night during a practice, one of the drifters had a drive shaft go out. Nothing like that today, which is fantastic. Thank you to the Egypt Sports Council. While I'm thanking people, the Egypt Sports Council gave the approval for the event, following the rules and regulations under COVID-19. Good to be back here after 10 years for the finals. 2011, the first ever car park finals, where Red Bull decided to put it all together. So you know what? We're having these other events. Let's make a big championship, and that's where it started here, right here in Cairo in 2011, 10 years ago. Now, technically, we were supposed to be here in 2020, a year ago, but that did not happen. But we do what we say we're going to do. We said we were going to be in Egypt for the next one, and here we are. 12 countries represented, 19 drifters, 17 cars, and it all comes down to one King of Drift. I'm told we have the results. I don't want to know. People got the results, but I want to find out with everybody else here in Egypt, everybody else in the crowd. I like to find out along with you. I have my thoughts about it, but it could go either way. I'm going to say either a Jordanian or an Omani's going to win. See, they're all from either Jordan or Oman. One is representing Qatar. It's just gorgeous. I'm actually kind of blown away. I don't know what you think if you're watching from another country, what you think when you think of Egypt and Cairo, if you think hot desert. It is a perfect day. It's a bit breezy. We're on the outskirts of Cairo, so no buildings really to block it too much, but as far as the wind goes, but man, what a gorgeous place. In fact, if you're going to come to Cairo in November, bring a little jacket for the night. You can lay by the pool in the daytime and snuggle up at night. And it looks like, I see Abdul Fagali there in the middle, the legend, kind of directing things. And it looks like we're getting really close to get a view of Greater Cairo. And the full circuit there, you can get an idea of kind of where we are. Look, you're not going to see any pyramids in that direction. We're on the other side of Cairo. And the trackside announcer will be making the announcements. In fourth place, with 275 points, is Anas Al-Helu, winner from 2019, did not repeat. And in third place, you see his smile right there. That is Haitham Hadidi from Oman. Also did not get his second championship, but big smile on his face, happy with that third place. He had 274 points. Quite a difference between fourth and third. And then we're going to find out who the first place is. Right now they're going to announce first place before second. And your champion, your king of drift is representing Qatar. It's Ahmed Al-Amri with a score of 280 points. There was a 1-point differential between Ahmed and Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan. And there he is, your king of drift 2021 at the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals. Ahmed taking the trophy. Ahmed Al-Amri from Qatar, also Omani by nationality. Abdallah Abu Hussein from Jordan, taking a close, I don't know that it's, I mean, it could not be closer. That is a 1-point difference between first and second place. 1 point wins the King of Drift title. Ahmed Al-Amri, amazing. What an amazing day of drifting action here in Cairo. It couldn't have been any more dramatic. As we wrap things up here from Egypt, my name is Red Black. The Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals in the books for 2021. Abdul Fagali there collecting the flags, taking the pictures. And there are the greatest drifters in the world in 2021. All smiles all around. Once again, your king of drift, Ahmed Al-Amri from Qatar. Bragging rights for another year. Next year, we're we're going to do it again. And we are going to do it huge. Can I tell you where the Red Bull Car Park Drift Final is going to be? I told you I would, and I am a man of my word. Next year, right around this time, we will be live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and we cannot wait to see you then. Until then, my name again is Red Black. It has been a pleasure here in Cairo, Egypt, for the Red Bull Car Park Drift Finals 2021. See you next time.
Thank you.